So the step for the zip line, you have all this stuff here together in a nice bundle. You have the pulley, which will go in the wire. You have the rope, which will go to the participant. And you have the retrieval rope. This is how we get the pulley back to the top of the tower to send down the next guy. So the way you set all this stuff is, I'll just clip it off to the side for now. I like to take one of my crab claws and put it on the zip line wire itself. So should I let go of the pulley for whatever reason, it doesn't go out into nowhere. So I have that there, and I'm going to take my bundle of joy, take the carabiner off so I can get this on the wire. Now this guy is symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter which way it goes, but you're just going to press this onto the wire. So like this. You just press it onto the wire and it'll snap on there. So that's on. Come back, take your carabiner with the rope, attach that, lock it, and flip it. Now it can get a little awkward here with that extra carabiner for the retrieval rope, but there you go, everything's all flipped. And then until you're ready for a participant, take the other end of the carabiner and just clip that back to the tower. So loop there, and this can just hang out until you're ready for a person. Now, good for setup, take your retrieval rope, you gotta take one of the ends off. You're gonna wanna just recoil it so it's nice and neat and ready for your first participant. Yeah. So zipline takes some work, some setup, which is why we try to stay away from it if we're doing big groups. All right, so that just gets clipped back. And you should lock that. That's not really a safety thing, but we don't want this carabiner doing anything it shouldn't be doing, so locked and flipped, just like everything else. And then just recoil this. And you're gonna wanna take that crab claw back, because if you were to fall, then you'd be dangling out in nowhere land. So that's back on the tower, I'm safe. All right, so then you just gotta recoil this. So, when a participant gets to the top of the tower, you're gonna transfer them over to crab claws. They're either coming up the rock wall, they're coming up the backside, maybe they just came off the stacks course. Whatever the case is, switch them over to our facilitator lobster claws and take over their movement. You're going to instruct them that they're not to touch these. These are for our use only. So at that point, they're just along for the ride. But you do need to make sure their carabiner is locked and secured just like every other time. So first participant comes over, have them take a seat down on the platform. You're going to need to adjust the length of their crab claws so long enough that they can reach and have a nice comfortable seat there with their legs hanging over the edge of the platform. You're going to take the end of the rope that has a carabiner not attached to the pulley, and you're going to attach that to their hard point. Clipping down, not clipping up, screwing down so you don't screw up. So that's locked, secured, and everything. You're going to hand them the retrieval rope. Hold on to that. So there are 5 things you need to know about the zip line. The first thing is you're going to scooch, not jump off the edge of the platform. So you're just going to move forward until gravity takes over. Do not jump. Second thing is you must remain upright in your harness. Best way to do that is by holding on to this big rope that I just attached to you. Third thing is hold on to this rope as well. That's a retrieval rope. So when you get to the bottom of the zip line, you're going to drop that so the next person can go down the zip line after we retrieve the pulley. Okay. Any questions about those first 3 things? No. So again, those first 3 things, scooching, not jumping off the edge of the platform, staying upright in the harness by holding on to that big rope, and holding on to the retrieval rope until the end of the zip line. All right, so the next 2, the last 2 are commands. Do you have any questions about the first 3? No. All right, so the next 2 are commands. I will yell down, zip clear. Somebody will yell back to me, zip clear, to let me know there's nothing in your way. Then I'll unclip you from your crab claws. And you will yell in a big loud voice, zipping. And when they say zip away, you go ahead and scooch, not jump off the edge of the platform. Okay. Any questions? No. All right, so before you send your participant off and go through the commands, you want to check, make sure everything's still locked. Carabiner up top should be flipped, very important on this one. If it's not flipped, the shaking from this going down the wire will actually open it. So you want to make sure that's locked tightly and flipped every time. Okay. Ready? Zip clear. All right, so now I'm going to take you off your crab claws, and you yell in a big loud voice.
Zipping.
Zip away.
So once a participant has finished the zip line, there'll be a facilitator down there with the large A-frame ladder. We'll climb up, unclip them from it. They'll climb down, and they'll take that retrieval rope, run past the tower with it, which will bring the pulley back to us. So we actually have a participant coming now. Keep going, all the way past the tower. You want to make sure there are no participants sitting on the platform, because a lot of people like to run, and then this just turns into a wrecking ball. Because you got this nice metal carabiner on the end, so if there's somebody sitting there and they run back there, this is going to hit them right in the mouth. So make sure nobody's sitting there until you got this back. So you're going to take this, and just like before, clip it out of the way, recoil the rope, check all the gear, and get your next person going.